Hey everybody, this is Dax. Glad to have you back. So I'm dipping into the classics yet again. This one is what I consider to be the greatest written lyrical song of all time and it was written by a young 24-year-old Bobbie Gentry. You're looking at her right there. Beautiful, gorgeous woman, smart. I think she had a philosophy degree, and she also studied music. She was raised by her grandparents until she was 13 in Mississippi, and then moved to California. Did a little duo group with her mom for a while, and then did some other singing. Went from the piano to the guitar and banjo and other things. So she was a consummate musician as well as lyricist. This song, came out when I was a young kid, it gave me the heebie-jeebies. I couldn't figure out why, but I just didn't want to listen to it anymore. And I didn't really start listening to it again until I was in my 20s, when I felt like I guess I could handle it. This song, as many of you may know, has a mystery in it. What did they throw off the Tallahatchie Bridge? It's been a mystery, and Bobbie Gentry, to her credit, has never told anybody what it was. I'll talk about that after I do the reaction on this. The story on this, it's the greatest written lyrical musical song story ever in my book. It is like a novel put into a 4-minute recording. It's just incredible. In fact, there was a novel written based on this about 10 years later or something like that. I haven't read it. So anyway, this is her at the song itself. She was one of the first female producers. She was ahead of her time. She wrote the song, and then in '66 recorded it and produced it in '67. It came out. It went to the top of the charts, stayed there for 4 weeks in '67. And then the BBC asked her to come over and do 6 programs for her in '68. So this is from one of those slots for the BBC in '68. Bobbie Gentry singing Ode to Billie Joe. And this voice, wow. But let's watch Bobbie Gentry do Ode to Billie Joe. Here we go.
I was born in Chickasaw County. When I was 6, we moved to another region in Mississippi called the Delta. And we lived between 2 rivers.
Don't you love that accent? The Delta. Just love her accent.
One was the Yazoo, and the other was the Tallahatchie.
I love how studied she is, how elegant and composed. She takes her time. So many people, when they get in front of a camera, think they have to keep talking very, very fast and get things out and not have any pauses. She's so composed, and she's only, what, about 26 right here? She was 25 when the song came out. Yeah, so she's 26 years old. It almost has the rhythm of a slow train or a steamboat going down the river. That guitar, she's great with the guitar.
It was a 3rd of June, another sleepy, dusty Delta day. I was out chopping cotton and my brother was baling hay.
Oh, now she does her voice.
And at dinner time we stopped and walked back to the house to eat.
Just love how she drags out those vowels and consonants and the raspy, lovely inflection she has in her voice. And I just love her appearance, that serious, it's so perfect for this song.
And Mama hollered at the back door, y'all remember to wipe your feet. And then she said, I got some news this morning from Choctaw Ridge. Today Billie Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
love
Papa said to Mama as he passed around the black-eyed peas, well, Billie Joe never had a lick of sense. Pass the biscuits, please.
I love how this song continually, like just even in her early presentation, the song pauses. Let's do that again. Just she hesitates before the father says, "Pass the biscuits, please." Let's listen to that.
I had a lick of sense. Pass the biscuits, please.
Man,
There's 5 more acres in the lower 40 I got to plow. And Mama said it was a shame about Billie Joe. Seems like nothing ever comes to no good up on Choctaw Ridge. And now Billie Joe McAllister's jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Brother said he recollected when he and Tom and Billie Joe put a frog down my back at the Carroll County Picture Show.
I love the way she smiles at the reminiscing of that. It's really nice. I think that's a cello mostly in the background.
And wasn't I talking to him after church last Sunday night? I'll have another piece of apple pie. You know, it don't seem right.
God, I just love how she's living this as she's singing it. The way she does her head in the recollection of it. And, you know, it don't seem right. Just everything. Her expressions are matching the lyrics. This is phenomenal.
I saw him at the sawmill yesterday up on Choctaw Ridge. And now you tell me Billie Joe's jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge. Mama said to me, child, what's happened to your appetite? Well, I've been cooking all morning and you haven't touched a single bite. That nice young preacher, Brother Taylor, dropped by today. Said he'd be pleased to have dinner on Sunday. Oh, by the way,
man, that's a long
he said he saw a girl that looked a lot like you up on Choctaw Ridge. And she and Billie Joe was throwing something up the Tallahatchie Bridge. A year is come and gone since we heard the news about Billie Joe. Brother married Becky Thompson. They bought a store in Tupelo. There was a virus going round. Papa caught it and he died last spring.
That raspiness.
And now Mama doesn't seem to want to do much of anything. And me, I spend a lot of time picking flowers up on Choctaw Ridge. Into the muddy water of the Tallahatchie Bridge.
Wow. I mean, if there was ever a haunting song in the history of music, this song is haunting. Sad. I mean, really just... I'm just trying to get her picture back up here. I mean, it's just, God, I mean, I'm not usually, I usually like, as you know, I like upbeat songs. But this song is so captivating, so riveting that I just had to react to it. It's a genius song. geniusly written. That performance was genius. So understated, with nice inflections that aren't on the record, longer pauses than are on the original record. I mean, wow. And I've read up on her at this BBC thing. The actual BBC director said that Bobbie Gentry had so many ideas that she ended up basically doing the directing and production on the BBC show. And the guy said he just basically stood aside mostly and let her do it because she was so full of ideas. She was so energetic, so strong in her personality that, and she was right, he said. So they didn't give her credit because they didn't feel it was right to give an artist credit for directing and producing back then. Anyway, this song, the writing on it is so perfectly done. I don't like writing that's too didactic. It's too preachy. It tells things. What she does instead is tell a story and let us dive in and try to figure out what's going on. And one of the things that's going on, and she's actually said this in interviews, is that this song is primarily about sort of the casual indifference that people have to suffering, pain, and death. Like, you know, the mother said, the mother says, there was news today of Billie Joe McAllister jumping off the Tallahatchie Bridge. And then Papa says immediately, pass around the black eyed peas. Well, Billie Joe never had a lick of sense. Pass the biscuits, please. He doesn't even care. And she was in a relationship with Billie Joe, obviously. And he's just completely indifferent to her suffering that she must be feeling, much less the death of Billie Joe, but the suffering of his own daughter. That's just, and then even the brother and the mom are also indifferent. You know, the brother recollected at that moment that he and Tom and Billie Joe put a frog down her back at the Carroll County Picture Show. And then the mother just kind of casually says, and of course the brother says, I'll have another piece of pie. And then the mother said, child, what's happened to your appetite? As if you don't know what's happened to her appetite. Her possibly boyfriend just jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge to his death. I mean, it's just kind of mind-boggling. But Bobbie Gentry said that she wrote it with that in mind, with the casual indifference that people can have to other people's suffering. And of course, the big one on this is of course, the preacher coming along and saying that he had seen someone who looked a lot like her and Billie Joe McAllister throwing something off the Tallahatchie Bridge. And so there's been a lot of speculation on that. The primary speculation is that they were throwing an aborted baby off the bridge, and that's the reason that Billie Joe McAllister jumped off the bridge. But we don't know. It's been a mystery. And as one British commentator said, he's glad it's still a mystery. Just rather not know. It adds actually to the almost surreal nature of this song that we don't know. And like monsters in a monster movie that you can't see, they take on bigger life when you can't see them than they do when you do see them. This is just a brilliantly written and performed song. It is one of those songs that for me just epitomizes perfection. There's nothing I would change on it. It's just simply amazing that a 24-year-old woman could write this and then perform it so beautifully at the age of 25. And yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. It's a classic. It's one of those songs that I think is probably going to last for centuries. It's so good. Yeah. So Let me know what you think. As usual, I'm very curious to hear your comments on this. I'm sure there are things I wanted to say that I didn't think about during this song. Her voice is so captivating, and I talked about that a little bit. But that raspy inflection, cadence that she has is just extraordinary, and especially well for this song. Anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you real soon. Talk to you on the backside. Bye now.